Pellegrino Matarazzo. He's going to be remaining at Hoffenheim despite having links to the USMNT job. Um, it was we thought it was a little bit more than links. We heard that he's been potentially offered the job to coach the USMNT, but it's he's said he's not gonna be the coach. He's gonna remain at Hoffenheim, despite the links to the major links to the USMNT role. He said this himself. It's enormously important to create clarity and calm at the unsettling time. I'm proud to be the coach of this team, and I'm really looking forward to taking part in European competition with the boys this season. I'm convinced that with the right additions to the squad, we'll have another successful season. Also, on top of that, Hoffenheim's current sporting director, or their interim sporting director, Frank Kramer, has reiterated that Matarazzo is going to remain with West Ham. I keep saying West Ham, with Hoffenheim. For us, there was and still is no doubt that we will start the new season with our coach at the helm. Last season and the final days at the training camp have shown that the coaching team and the squad are heading in the same direction. We're all looking forward to a successful season together. Pellegrino, he was actually involved in the last USMNT coaching search in 2022, since after that Qatar World Cup, where Greg Berhalter contract expired. And he actually revealed in an interview that he did with another with another sports news organization, that the federation actually talked to him regarding the open managerial position, but it wasn't the right for both sides. He said himself, "I was contacted. It was a short conversation towards the end of the process. It was a good conversation. We exchanged a couple ideas, but the timing wasn't right for either party. It was more of a get to know each other type of conversation. We'll see. I think this is the right place to be at Hoffenheim. I think club football is for me at the moment, to be on the pitch every day, work with players every day, where the learning curve is also the highest, but at the same time, parallel to anything, I'm always open to exchanging ideas with anybody who's looking for anything from me. I'm always looking to give back to US soccer, especially at some point. There's something connecting me back to the States, not only my family, just my whole upbringing." Now, the USMNT managerial position, it remains wide open, with Matt Crocker continuing to, look for candidates and all that. It's been reported that they won't be afraid to go after the big names. Now, when I mean the big names, I mean like the big names like a Pellegrino Matarazzo, the coaches that we have that are coaching in European football, that are, that are feasible, that are American or feasible. Pellegrino Matarazzo being one of them. But at the same time, it's really disappointing also with the footballing, the football brains of some of the people that really are at higher positions in the media in terms of look, I understand that there's a probably a friendship agenda here, but with I forgot his name. He's working for ESPN. It was Charlie Davies, coming out saying Thierry Henry, he would be the perfect man for the USMNT job. What? I also saw a quote from the Men's and Blazers talking about USMNT, are you watching this? With like a gif of Thierry Henry celebrating after reaching the finals. What? Thierry Henry barely reached the finals of the Olympic Games with by far the most talented team at the Olympic Games, with the entire support nation behind them. Thierry Henry is not a good coach. The French don't really play an amazing style of play that are like this is not exactly what this is not what you think it is. He's just kind of the motivator of a really brilliant team in terms of the Olympic level. It's not making anything more than it's supposed to be. It's really embarrassing the the way people in the soccer media in this country um, talk about things. Thierry Henry? Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Um, that's unbelievable. That's unbelievable. I even saw on First Take. These are people that know nothing about football at all, but they're interviewing Zlatan and they're talking about the USMNT manager position, and they asked him, "Would you be like interested?" What? What? Oh my god! It's just crazy to me. It's incredible. But I do Pellegrino Matarazzo. I thought that could have been a good addition. He's done it at the highest level in terms of European football, which is good. Which is good quality. I think in terms of the MLS candidates, I'm not high. I'm not high on Steve Cherundolo. I like Will Fernandes. I think he's done some good things since what he did in that horrible franchise at Montreal, and then what he's done at Columbus Crew. Really, I think he's a really good manager, good tactician. I think he'll get us playing a good style of play. He's adaptable, flexible, but he hasn't really done it at the highest level, and doesn't have much international experience as well. But chances are, more than likely than not, chances are, whoever we get is not going to have that much, national team experience at all. Which is disappointing because look, say what you want about Jesse Marsh and the experience that he had at Leeds, and RB Leipzig, but he had international experience and he did it at the European level with what he did at Salzburg. He had international experience and he did it at the top level in terms of club football. He would have been a great option, but again they messed it up. They decided to go back with Berhalter again. Unbelievable decision. I think I think in terms of the European candidates, Vieira, Thierry Henry, absolutely not, absolutely not. I'll be a little bit more excited with Vieira. The fact that I think he's had some good run. I thought he did pretty good as the manager at Crystal Palace, and he's worked with Chris Richards before, but doesn't really reach enough level. I think Hugo Perez is very interesting in the fact that he had but he has national team experience at El Salvador. He helped them play above their above their ability. He's worked with a lot of these players at the youth level: Tyler Adams, Weston McKennie, Christian Pulisic. So I think that's a very good option. He's a good manager, good tactician, and when he was asked about whether he'd be interested, he didn't deny it. But yeah, Thierry Henry, no way. David Wagner, that was also another one of the European sort of managers, the former USMNT player. He's coached teams in the Bundesliga, but he has no international experience, and yeah, just he hasn't had that much success in Europe as well. Bob Bradley, I think this could be an option. He's a little bit older in the fact that he's 66, but he's the most successful coach of all time. Led US to the 2009 Confederation Cup final. Won the group in 2010 World Cup and lost in extra time in the round of 16. He has a lot of international team experience. Not only did he lead the US, but he also led Egypt. And he'll be a no nonsense guy, that's his biggest positive trait, is that he was a no nonsense sort of coach, and this team has a lot of nonsense to deal with and a lot of discipline that's required, and he'll provide that discipline. But will he want to come back after he got fired after the 2011 Gold Cup? And also in the fact that he right now is coaching in, I believe it's Norway, Stabæk in Norway. Does he want to leave? They're currently right now 8th place in the Division 1. So who knows? Who knows? For me, I don't know. It's hard to say who. I do think Bob Bradley would be a good option, despite I would be underwhelming in it. I don't think it's necessarily that big of a step backwards. I don't think you need some sort of world class tactician to win in the international stage. We've seen what we seen what Spain did under Luis de la Fuente. You know, Lionel Scaloni at Argentina. Sometimes you need to get the best manager for the players that you have that can get the best out of the players that you have. And sometimes it's not the biggest name and the best tactician. Sometimes it's just the right fit at the right time. And the thing that bothers me is I don't think Matt Crocker and this U.S. Soccer Federation is capable enough to being able to figure out who is the right man for the right set of players. I don't think they're intellectually capable enough. I don't think the U.S. soccer media is intellectually capable enough when you see them saying Thierry Henry. What? Like, are you kidding me? What is that? What? It's unbelievable. But yes,